Hi guys. First of all, رمضان كريم. إن شاء الله ينعاد علينا وعليكم بالصحة والسلامة يا رب. So today I wanted to talk about it girls. Um صراحة this topic came to me last episode when I was talking with Shog and we were talking about it girls. And I was like, you know what, this could be deeper because I've been thinking about this topic for a while. As I've been seeing the term it girl literally everywhere, specifically in every single publication ever made, or some publications are overdoing it صراحة, like just using the word left, right and center, and it's just it lost its meaning. It's lost its meaning. And I feel like I want to go back to the beginning. Let's rewind and start and think about where it originated, or how, or who was the first it girl, or how we came about to having our own definition of it girl today. So in 1927, British novelist Eleanor Glyn wrote a short novel called It, okay? And then the short novel became a silent film starring Clara Bow. Clara Bow was playing this character, her name is Betty Lou, and her character was very young, spirited, but she was kind of from the lower class and she was a sales girl. طيب. And she was very much interested in getting her rich manager, but her rich manager كان عنده like this beautiful girl with him. She was beautiful, she was perfect on paper for him and marriage material for this rich manager. She had like everything on paper he could ask for and more. Yani perfect match. So even falling for Betty Lou, the character she played, falling for her didn't even make sense because she wasn't from his class. She was working in his company. They just had different lives. However, he did fall in love with her. Why? And in the book they explain, and no, it's just because she has it. Okay? She has it, like this it quality that made him the rich manager who was from an upper class, and he had everything. He had a beautiful girl with him, he had everything and more. He fell in love with someone way, like some would say, not in his league, and yet he still fell in love with her because she has it. Okay, so I want to tell you in the novel what it is defined as. This is not word for word, but the context is that particular quality which some persons possess, which attracts others. The possessor of it must be absolutely unself-conscious and must have that magnetic appeal which is irresistible. It is a magnetic and peculiar force, and you know it as soon as you come in contact. And I truly believe that any actual it girl or someone who has this it quality is someone, like, as soon as they come into the room, you know it. You just know that this person feels different. There's something different, okay? And I want to emphasize this as much as I can. I'm not talking about the most beautiful person in the room. I'm not talking about the hottest person in the room, the most perfect person in the room. That is not it, okay? That's, I think, where we got things crumbled and mixed up in 2026, or in now, like recently, 2024, 2025, whatever. I don't know why people started thinking it's like, to be an it girl, you're like the hottest person, the most perfect, like wala ghalta, like spot on person in the room. That's so not like it. It is just something you either have or not. Like, sorry, like it's just this magnetic force, and you don't even try, like you just have it. Okay, let's continue. I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's go back to Betty Lou in the story. So he falls in love with her instantly because he just sees her and she's like, she has it, she has something. And it's not something he could measure or like a checklist and she has 1 2 3, okay, let me fall in love with her, because he already has like a beautiful girl by his side, perfect for him. No, it wasn't something like a checklist or like, you know, it is just a quality she had that he fell in love with. And when Eleanor Glyn, who was the writer of the novel, when she herself was asked to define it, she says, self-confidence and indifference as to whether you are pleasing or not. Okay, keep that in mind. Again, self-confidence and indifference as to whether you are pleasing or not. You don't care about this. You don't care if you are pleasing people or not. You don't care about pleasing everyone in the room and being the hottest in the room and having everyone's face look at you. Like, that's not what it is. It is just you existing in your authenticity, being you, and you just having that like quality that's like a lot of people just don't have. And that's it. You're not begging for people to look at you and like taking hours to dress up and looking perfect just for people to be like, oh, she's it. No, that's not how it is. Anyway, so because Clara Bow played the character Betty Lou, so she was kind of synonymous with the character and people just associated her with the character. So she was kind of the first it girl. And please, if you want, like, pause this and go Google Clara Bow. Look at her. She doesn't look like the typical it girl ideal beauty standard that people think an it girl should be in this day and age. She looks completely different. And obviously in the 20s, girls look differently than how we do now because our makeup changed, how we dressed, and everything was different. But still, like, even in terms of the 20s, she looked interesting. Like, even just seeing her face, her eyebrows, like her look, her body movements, her mannerisms, it looks different. She has a quality that a lot of her peers did not have. And she was, a lot of people described her as exotic and glamorous, and she just had that wow factor that a lot of her peers did not have. So when you go decade by decade, from the 20s to 30s, 40s, up to the 90s, and you look at each it girl from each decade, or it girls from each decade, for example, Jane Birkin in the 60s, Brigitte Bardot. I love the 60s, so I feel like I'm going to reference the 60s a lot. But yeah, Jane Birkin, Brigitte Bardot, Eddie Sedgwick, also 60s, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, 90s, Chloe Sevigny, 90s, Alexa Chung, 90s, early 2000s. Every single it girl looks different. Literally every single it girl looks different, and every single it girl is so authentic to who she is. Like, from the list I mentioned and other it girls, they just exist in their authenticity and people paid attention. So I think people paid attention because they were living life differently than how others were living life at the time. Like, Jane Birkin was carrying a basket. Jane Birkin was literally walking around living life with a basket. Why? Because to her, she didn't find any bag big enough to carry all her things. So she was carrying a basket. I'm sorry. If I walk down the street and see a girl carrying a basket, I will be hooked. I will be like, I'm obsessed with you. Like, what do you mean you live your life carrying a basket? I'm obsessed. Like, you're so cool. And she didn't do it because she thought she was gonna look cool or like this nonchalant girl, like, oh, look at me, I'm different. No, she just did it because she genuinely didn't find like a bag big enough, simply. So I think that she has it, okay, alongside with her look and everything, like, obsessed with her. She has something. Brigitte Bardot, very controversial person, but her pout, her eyeliner, like, she has something different. And again, like, in the 60s, they were experimenting a lot with their makeup, and a lot of girls had like really good eyeliner. Like, makeup in the 60s was spot on. Even like everything was spot on, honestly, even like the clothes and everything. But still, like, out of everyone, they were like, Brigitte Bardot, like, she has something. And Brigitte Bardot also looked different than Jane Birkin. Jane Birkin, if we're talking about like looks only, Brigitte Bardot was very hourglass. Jane Birkin was very like straight, I'd say. So they were different, and still I don't think people were looking at them and they were like, oh, let me hire her because her body was hourglass, or like, no, I think they literally had just this quality, their presence. They were very magnetic. They enter a room and people automatically look at them. It's just in the aura. Okay. An aura is not something you teach, or a checklist to be like 1, 2, 3, this is how you get aura. It's not that. Eddie Sedgwick also literally the it girl in the 60s. Literally, look at her. She looks completely different than like other people. She looked very petite, very like, that's very controversial as well, like her people being obsessed with her because she looked petite and childlike, but another topic for another day. But she looked very different, and she had a buzz cut, like she had a very short hair most of her career. So she was literally Andy Warhol's muse. Sorry, like insane. And then Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, I'm talking about her a lot in this episode because of obviously the show. If you didn't watch it, it's so good. But Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, 90s minimalistic queen, it girl. And they literally do not look anything alike. Completely different aesthetics, completely different energies as well. And here's what people don't talk about also. It girls are not perfect. Okay? Again, let me tell again. It girls are not perfect. Okay? So in order to be an it girl, you don't have to like wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and go to like the most expensive Pilates class and travel in the most expensive city or country in the world and in the same seasons, and then you have to have matcha every day, and if you drink coffee, loser, like you have to drink matcha because of the like. It wasn't a checklist. It wasn't like if you do 1 2 3 then you are an it girl. Okay, that's not how it is. They were not perfect girls. Like, go one by one, look at what in history we considered as it girls, and to me, like personally, those were the real it girls. They were so controversial. Their life was so like crazy things were happening to them. Let's go by one by one. Jane Birkin. She struggled with jealousy. She was such a jealous person, such an insecure person. So she was jealous because she was insecure. So that obviously caused a lot of issues with her relationships. Her relationships were so bad. Like, she kept falling in love with toxic men, and she admits that, and she doesn't care because she loves like passion and love. And she's like, you know what? I don't care. Like, we fight, we literally get in a physical, but oh well, like, she's so passionate. She is not apologetic for being who she is, and that's the thing. She didn't issue a PR statement every 2 seconds saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I fought with my husband, I'm gonna learn. But no, like, she's like, you know what, I don't care, I'm gonna continue fighting with him, but I love him. Like, so, oh well, like, and la 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 la, she just lives her life with her basket. Like, she was just living life authentically. Adi Sadwick, serious drug addiction, serious, like, that's what killed her. Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, known for partying, doing drugs. Also, this 90s minimalistic perfection, was also doing drugs and partying every day, like, you know. Brigitte Bardot, very controversial, racist, very racist, okay? I don't know why I'm even bringing her up, but I have to be, like, true to history. Very racist. So, again, these women were very flawed, okay? They were very complicated. They were very layered. But again, they weren't apologizing for it. And I respect that. إنه خلاص, just live your life as humans. We are all flawed. No one is perfect. We all do stupid, dumb mistakes. And I think they just didn't care. They're like, you know what? I don't care. They don't care to apologize to the public, because all they care about is to apologize to the person they actually like hurt, or whatever, their families, their husband, whatever. But it's not like, oh guys, I'm sorry, like every 2 seconds, like a PR post, I'm sorry, I'm battling da-da-da, I'm gonna go to da-da-da and I'll take time off and da-da-da. And no, sorry, that's not you being an it girl. Yani, just be normal and be authentic and be human and live life normally. And I think that's why people kept looking, because they showed them how human they are. And I don't know, they weren't trying to be a curated personality, okay? So they weren't trying to be like, I'm this perfect person, I wake up 5 a.m, I go work out every single day, I have my celery and bone broth like celery juice and bone broth every morning on an empty stomach, and I fast until 6 p.m. and da da da, and I today I'm gonna go buy a Rolex watch and stack my wrists with Cartier bracelets and Van Cleefs. They weren't trying to portray this personality and I'm the best and I'm the richest and I'm the coolest and I have the coolest clothes and I da 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 and I. It's not that. That is not an it girl. Not never was, never is, never will be. That's not how you should be an it girl. Okay? They were like literally just living life. Let's talk about Jane Birkin again, because obsessed. Jane Birkin literally was sitting next to Jean-Louis Dumas from Hermes, and it randomly happened, and she was sitting next to him in a flight, and he saw her basket. The basket fell over. He saw her basket. Everything was falling, and he was like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you carrying a basket?" And she was like, "I don't have any bag big enough for my stuff." After a conversation they had on bags and like what she would imagine the perfect bag for her to be, he literally created the Birkin bag for her, inspired by her. Okay? And you know what's ironic and funny? And I'm pretty sure this basket she's carrying around doesn't cost anything. And the Birkin is one of the most expensive bags in the world. So how ironic, okay? Again, also, the most expensive bag in the world, and like in the actual world, is Jane Birkin's original bag that she doesn't even care about, okay? She had 5 to 6 bags total in her life, and this happened when she was very young. Like this whole Birkin thing happened when she was very young, so she had all her life to like request Birkins every single day for breakfast, lunch and dinner, every color, every fabric, every exotic whatever material, and every size. And she was like, I don't care. If you literally Google her bag, it's so worn in. She personalized it to oblivion. Like she had charms, stickers, it was overflowing. She carries it everywhere and she like doesn't care about it. Like to her, it's literally just a bag big enough to carry her stuff. Like, period. That's it. That's all. That is an it girl. I'm sorry, that is an it girl. Like she actually doesn't care. If she was an it girl in today's definition, like in today, if this happened to the it girl of today, she would literally request to have every like new release of a Birkin ever existing in life, and she would get money out of it, and she would like milk it any way she can, and like make sure to take pictures every single day and write in her Instagram bio, muse for the Birkin bag. Like she would do the most, okay, to make people look and know, hi, I'm the Birkin bag muse, okay? Jane Birkin just did not care. Can you see the difference? Okay. Yeah, like she just doesn't care. It's not about a curated personality. It's about actual identity and authenticity and being who you are with your flaws. So they weren't trying to protect who they were and I'm this perfect girl. And no, Jane Birkin was literally, yeah, I'm in love with the toxic man. What about it? What are you gonna do about it? Let me live my life. And she literally released all her, like, I'm reading her book at the moment, and it's a journal of everything she kept writing down from when she was very, very young. And now I'm in the time when she was with Serge, the said toxic husband or boyfriend. I'm not sure if they got married. No, I don't think they got married. I don't remember. But yeah. And she just loves him passionately and she doesn't care. Like she released it. She could have hid it and she could have been like, no, I had the perfect relationship, and I'm talking about her relationship a lot because that's what really, really pushed her to be like super famous and super like khas it girl status. And I want to talk about Alex Earle, for example. To me, Alex Earle, beautiful, businesswoman. I see her more of a businesswoman than an influencer. She uses her brain. She is wow. Like a lot of the things how I think about work and stuff is inspired by her. But I don't consider her to be an it girl. I'm sorry, she is not an it girl. She's not an it girl. But she is beautiful. She is gorgeous. Okay, and definitely if she enters the room, I would look at her and be like, wow, body, hair, like everything. But she's not an it girl. I'm sorry, she's not. Because she's just like, she looks like every other girl existing in the world. I'm sorry, but she is made, yani, she did stuff in her body, whatever. And no shade, by the way, she looks insane. And do whatever you want in your life, and like, عادي, live your life however you want. And again, when I say she's not an it girl, that should not be an insult. That's where I'm getting at. It shouldn't be an insult. You shouldn't live your life seeing or measuring yourself on how much of an it girl you are or not. Okay, so if someone says you're not an it girl, that shouldn't be an insult. That shouldn't be like, oh, you're not, yeah, like, that shouldn't make your self-worth go lower or go low in general. Okay, so when I say Alex Earl isn't an it girl, that shouldn't be problematic, or it should be like, oh, okay, next. Yani, that it shouldn't make any difference on whether she's pretty enough or smart enough or cool enough or creative enough or whatever. It's either a magnetic thing you have, like a quality that's like super different from everyone, or not. And I do think she is super different from a lot of influencers now because of her business savvy mind. But I don't think she has like the wow factor, or like something completely like different like other people have. I don't know, Devin Lee Carlson, for example, for me, it girl always have been. And I don't know, I just think she just has it. And Devin is someone who really takes care of her looks, and she is someone who really takes care of what she wears. Like, she does put a lot, she is in fashion, so she does put a lot of mind into it. But to me, she just, that's it. Having it is so indescribable. It's such an abstract idea, and it's just something you like feel. Like, if you don't know who I'm talking about, just see their pictures and just see them, and I feel like automatically you're gonna know, like, you're gonna see what I'm talking about, and how Alex Earl, and I do think Alex Earl is super, super smart, and maybe smarter than a lot of people in her field. But I do think Devin has it. Okay? And again, I want to talk about, and no, I'm not talking about who's prettier, whose face is better, face or body is better, who's richer, who is cooler. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about this abstract idea of it. And I feel like Devin Lee Carlson has it, and Alex Earl doesn't have it. It's not a compliment, and it's not an insult to anyone. It is what it is. Okay? So I think it girl now, like, is literally, no, everyone has the same, like, the definition of it girl now. They all have the same body type, guys, the same hair, the same skin, the same jewelry stacks. I want the same jewelry stacks. That pisses me the most, okay? Because this is so crazy, and you are all like buying the same exact expensive things just to be like considered an it girl, whatever. They go to the same cafe, same restaurant, same vacation, same season of the vacation. So Courchevel this time, Italy this time, Paris this time, whatever. Same friend groups, like, because obviously you guys are all the same, so you gravitate towards the same people. Again, I want to emphasize, do whatever you want. Literally live however you want. If you want to go buy a Cartier bracelet every single day, do it. Enjoy it. No judgment here, I swear, like, do it. What I'm why I'm talking about this and why I feel to me is very important to talk about this is because specifically for publications, you have many people reading your columns or seeing your magazines, and a lot of girls, young girls specifically, reading the articles you are coming out with, okay? And a lot of these articles are, these are the it girls, these are the it girls, these are the it girls. And they're the same people who, I'm sorry, most of them are just Nepo babies, no shade, Nepo babies. But obviously, Nepo babies are gonna have stacked wrists. Like, obviously, they're gonna go to the most expensive restaurants or travel to the most expensive places and obviously they're gonna have these qualities, and let them live their lives. But you can't go tell young girls, and these are the it girls, and these are the girls you should look up to, follow, be obsessed with, and just live your life however they live their life, and you're gonna be an it girl. So if you stack your wrists like this, and if you travel to these places, and if you wear these cool clothes, and if you then you're gonna be an it girl. This is the template. You're welcome. I'm giving you a template on how to become an it girl. Alhamdulillah, I'm an adult enough to know this is BS. But young girls don't. Okay, young girls look at this and are like, wow, obsessed. I want to be that. I'm sorry, Kylie Jenner, when we were young, the lip filler phenomena is crazy, okay? How she altered our brain chemistry was insane. No shade to Kylie. Love Kylie, honestly. Love Kylie. Haram, she was a kid. She didn't know what she was doing. Whatever, khalas. No judgment. But that's what we see that and we're like, wow. And the thing is, she was insecure about something. She wanted to change it and she just wanted to live her life. But because she's in the limelight, everyone was like, Kylie, lip fillers. And we're like, oh my God, obsessed with Kylie. Kylie is the it girl. I want to be an it girl. So let me get my lips done. 1 + 1 = 2, simple. So that's what's happening now. That's what I'm seeing now. In every phase, there's a new trendy it girl. And now it's this super fit and super same body type. And guys, sorry, but everyone's taking Ozempic and Mounjaro and kada to look like these body types, and that's to be an it girl, to be this. These girls, these publications are talking about, and these are the girls you have to be and you have to look like, and this is what makes you worthy of being someone and worthy of being someone in certain rooms, in the rooms you want to be in, and this is how to make people look at you and say, oh, this girl is so pretty and gorgeous. It's a literal domino effect, and I don't care about how you adult are living your life. Do you? I'm caring about the young generation, the kids, who see this and are like, oh, this is how I should be. No. So that's why I'm saying stop using the term it girl in a wrong way. Stop. And no, they are not it girls. They are cool. I don't even want to say cool girls. They are. Do an article and no, the girl like girls with really nice stacks. Khalas. And no, that's simple. And if anyone is interested in exploring how to do a nice stack and know how to layer and play around with colors, then they would look at this article and be like, okay, I love how this girl did it, I love how this girl did it. Change the perspective, change the narrative. Instead of them looking at them and know, oh, her body is so nice, her hair is so nice, her jewelry is so nice. And then the next girl, same thing, same body, same hair, same everything, but body so nice, and they look at they dissect every single girl and they say, oh, I want to be like her. Just change the narrative a bit and be like, no, just look at the stacks, look at the wrist, look at the that way kids won't look at this girl and know, I want to be exactly like her. No, they would just look and, oh, I want to have the same jewelry as her. Or, oh, I love how her hair is dyed, I want to dye my hair like her. And no, oh, her outfit is super cool, I want similar items in my closet. that way they would just look at one thing, but instead of like just looking at the whole, which is a lot of like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Okay, I don't know, just feel like the term it girl nowadays is just creating a lot of insecurity and a lot of like bad mental ideas for kids' minds. And I want to talk about Carolyn Bassett Kennedy because I'm seeing her pop a lot in my page of people trying to recreate her outfits and Carolyn Bassett Kennedy inspired outfit, because of the new show that came up. It's called Love Story. It's about Carolyn Bassett Kennedy and JFK Jr. And I want to say this again. Carolyn was an it girl, and I feel like people think that if they dress as her now, they're gonna be it girls. Wrong. Okay, let's go back to Carolyn's life and why she was dressing this way. أول شيء, she was working for Calvin Klein. And if you don't know Calvin Klein, he's a minimalist. Calvin is a minimalist. Everything was super like polished and simple colors, black, khaki, white, very structured, a lot of silk gowns. His office was also the same thing, very black and white. He was a very specific man, okay? So she was working there. Obviously, had to dress the part and play the part, okay? So obviously, it was part of her to just dress like that. She was working in Calvin for a long time, okay? And she was also, before she was actually working in the headquarters, she was working in the store, in a mall. So obviously, she was surrounded by Calvin Klein clothes, which inspired how her look was. Okay, number one. Number two, the 90s was known for fashion minimalism. Okay, so obviously she was working in fashion, so I'm pretty sure she got the memo. Okay, number three, and this is from a TikToker. I really tried to look up her name, but she got lost in my feed because I saw this before I thought about doing this podcast episode. But she was saying, number one, she was wearing basic clothes because she didn't want to get attention from the paparazzi, because obviously the more basic she is, the more they're just gonna think, oh, she's like one of the others, like she's just basic, because she hated the paparazzi and she hated all eyes on her, so she wanted to dress it down to not get attention. Okay, so that made sense for her life. Okay, number four is she was wearing, and everyone was like, she's wearing a lot of niche brands and like she's so low-key and minimalist and quiet luxury okay, أول شيء, yeah, I do think she had a good eye for like at the time niche brands, but now they're big. But again, also this girl said it, and I truly think that's such a good and like perspective to it. And her husband JFK Jr. had a magazine called George, and obviously a lot of big brands pay for ads to be in this magazine. And so she couldn't favor any of these brands. Like she couldn't favor Chanel, she couldn't favor other luxury brands. So she was wearing brands that couldn't even afford to be in a publication. So niche brands. It made sense for her life because she is Carolyn Bassett Kennedy. She is married to JFK Jr. She was living in the 90s. She was working in Calvin Klein. She did not want to be pictured by the paparazzi. Her life made sense for her. She wasn't living life as if she was Marilyn Monroe, who wanted attention and who wanted to be looked at as this glamorous girl and the body, and she didn't want to live like Marilyn. She didn't want to live like Jackie Kennedy. Jackie Kennedy was literally her husband's mom. Jackie Kennedy was very proper and very like suits and She wasn't living like her because it doesn't make sense. And Jackie was such an it girl, obviously, and Marilyn was also an it girl. She wasn't trying to be other it girls because it doesn't make sense. Okay, she was just living her life, being herself, and wearing the clothes that made sense for her. Okay, so also another creator said, on TikTok, she was probably just waking up and just dressing whatever is in front of her, because she was like, she had work, she obviously was a party girl, so I'm pretty sure she slept late, she had to wake up early, and she's just putting whatever that's in front of her, hence the minimal makeup and like the basic like jeans and white t-shirt. So again, it was her style, but again, it made sense for her life. So she wasn't trying to be someone she is not. And I feel like what it girls are doing now is they're trying to be someone they are not. They're curating this personality and this persona in real life, and they're pushing themselves to be this person, and they're pushing other people. That what's annoying is they're pushing other people to be this person as well. And I see TikTok videos, have to be an it girl, this is what I do to be an it girl. Sorry, like, you can't, it's not, it girl isn't something you proclaim. I literally cannot. It's literally like illegal to like comment, like, I'm joking, not actually illegal, but metaphorically. And it's illegal to be like, oh, I'm an it girl. Like, that's insane to me. And a girl comes to me and is like, I'm an it girl. Babe, like, obsessed with your ego, obsessed with the confidence, but like, let's tone it down. Like, that's not how it is. And no, what to eat to be an it girl, how to work out to be an it girl, to be an it girl. Yani, to me, it's very important because I have young nieces and I will protect them with my life, and to not be that or think and they should be that. No, like, no, like, young girls, I do not want them to grow up thinking and that's how they should be or that's how they should eat. Eating also is another whole topic, because what do you mean you're eating like other, what I eat in a day? Oh my goodness. No, babe, no. Like, if you're still doing what I eat in a day, sorry, cut it out. Do like recipes, sure, do whatever, but no, this is what I eat in a day. Because I was one of those girls who literally lived on YouTube when I was a young girl, just watching what I eat in a day videos. I would copy them, okay? I had such stomach issues. I've always had stomach issues. Story for another day. Like, genuinely, I have IBS, like a lot of things. I was doing things that wasn't working for me because I was seeing these so-and-so it girls having these meals and documenting them. And I was like, I want to be like them. I want to look like them. Whatever. Very problematic. Again, I'm speaking about 10 bajillion different topics, I think, in this episode, because it's a domino effect. And I'm specifically talking to publications. You think that just putting out one article and have to be an it girl, and then putting pictures of like just normal girls who are pretty and have the cool wardrobes in your article, and thinking, it's so harmless. Babe, yani, please, like, look at your demographic, look at who's reading and watching, and a lot of them are young girls, okay? Because, yeah, I don't know. I want to talk about Chloe Sevigny and Alexa Chung, because I love them as well. And I just want to, they were in 90s and like they continued to the early 2000s. So they were also kind of close to our decade. And if you Google them, they both don't look like the typical ideal beauty standard at all. Like, they are super like natural, and I'm not saying be natural or don't be natural. Do whatever you want, okay? I'm just saying how they look is so different than like what is considered pretty now. And Chloe Sevigny, she grew up in a small town. She hung out with skateboarders. She thrifted her clothes. She literally had a buzz cut, okay? And she wasn't conventionally like genetically perfect, but she had something that everyone saw. Like, she was just walking in New York. Like, she wasn't even living in New York. She was living close, so she used to go with her friends. And one time, a fashion editor from Sassy magazine saw her and was like, I want you to model. And she does not look like the ideal, like, pretty, even at the time. Like, I saw the pictures, like, she had short hair, like, almost buzz cut. She doesn't even look like super thin, or no, I don't even want to talk about her body. That's not even the thing. I'm just saying, and she doesn't look like what the it girls look like now. Yet for me, she is wow, wow, wow. Like I can't even put my finger. I just saw her and I was like, wow, she has it. She has it. And again, you don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to be a certain way, you don't have to eat certain foods to be it, okay? Another time, a photographer from ID magazine, guys, ID magazine, they could have had any person in the world, and they literally saw her in the street. They walked past her several times and they're like, no, I have to talk to this girl. And they approached her and they were like, do you want to be on the magazine? She's literally attracting these opportunities without even trying. She's just existing, chilling, walking around New York as a young teenager, and insane people. And again, her look is so ID magazine and so Sassy magazine. She wasn't getting approached by Vogue. She wasn't getting Harper's Bazaar because she wasn't living in that life. And I'm a Harper's girl, I'm a Vogue girl. She wasn't trying to be that. She was just being her. And literally the publications, the magazines who literally are like her, saw her and were like, she has it. She's what we need. She wasn't even trying she was just magnetic, and the right people saw it. And she wasn't a Nepo baby. No shade to Nepo babies again, but I'm just saying she didn't come from wealth. She's not super connected, okay? She didn't even try. She was just existing, and they were like, yes, her. And I want to also talk about the Arab world. Sharihan, if you grew up with Sharihan, obviously she's not my generation, she's not even my oldest sister's generation, she's my mom's. And I was talking to my mom about her, and she was like, no, Sharihan like changed the game. She was doing Fawazir Ramadan, and I was watching the videos. Insane production, by the way. The theatrics, the clothes, the makeup, the like production, the lighting, the dances, the choreography. Wow. And my mom was telling me even Nilly was before her for Fawazir Ramadan, and Nilly was the first to like absolutely like do this kind of interesting kind of production at the time, and with the theatrics and makeup and the look and everything. But Sharihan like just kicked it up a notch. Like she just did something similar but like different. And my mom was like, I think we all were obsessed with Sharihan because her costumes were just insane quality, and it was such a like wow. Like I was seeing these videos and I was like, what? Like I didn't even know that was existing at the time. It girl, and she was so dramatic and she was super different than everything that's happening at the time. And that's what I want to say. And to me, it girls are just different. They do things differently than how others are doing them, and they're not trying to be different. It's just like who they are. They were born to have this different it quality that other people have. And again, this is not an insult or a compliment. It is just what it is. Like they just were born differently. Like that's it. So Sharihan was doing things completely different. Haifa Wahabi, guys. Haifa Wahabi, great, like body. She was very controversial, obviously, very hyper, like very sexualized. And because she was doing like obviously like how she was dressing and kida, but again, she was doing things super differently. And she is feminine, she's super feminine. She, instead of toning it down for people, she was like, I don't care, I'm gonna live in my femininity and I'm gonna dress however I want to dress. I'm gonna put the makeup, I'm gonna like sing my songs and do whatever I want to do. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, okay, because obviously many people have their opinions, but still she was an it girl. Like you would, like if she enters the room, you would be like, wow, magnetic force. Dalida, wow, like Dalida. She's French, Italian, Egyptian. She was singing. She got famous because she was singing in French and in Arabic. She was super glamorous, but again, her life was super tragic. Both of her husbands committed suicide. She committed suicide. So again, these girls, I'm not saying their lives were perfect, and they weren't coming out trying to show, oh, my life was the best life ever, I'm so perfect, wala ghalta, I'm like perfection, I'm the coolest, I'm the bestest, I'm the prettiest. No, they were just living in their craft, living in who they want to be, and being as authentic as they want to be. By the way, every single girl in this generation, it would have been way easier to not be whatever they were. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Shrihan it was so much easier for her to be like, you know what, let me just not dress up and do choreography and be like this person, because obviously to be someone in media and to be this person that was not happening at the time, she was gonna get judged and criticized, and I'm pretty sure she did. But she was like, I don't care, this is who I want to be, this is what I want to live in, and she did it anyways. It girl, I'm sorry, Jane Birkin again, like it was, her relationship with Serge was very controversial. Also the song she did with him, very controversial, but still she was like, you know what, oh well, la 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 la, continuing her life with her basket. Like they just didn't care, and they didn't care for you to be obsessed with them or love them, or they didn't even want, like they absolutely just didn't care. They were living life authentically. They weren't curating this personality online for Instagram and TikTok for people to love them and get views and get likes. They were just like, this is me. And people were like, I'm obsessed with you. I want you to be on my show. I want you to be in my movie. I want you to be in my songs, because they just have it. I just want to say, and the original It Girl wasn't trying to be chosen, okay? The original It Girl was just, she just was. And people chose her because she just was. And again, being it can't be self-declared. You can't just say like, I'm an It Girl and this is how to be an It Girl. It can't be mass-produced. And I think what's happening now is you're mass-producing It Girls because you created a new definition for an It Girl, and you're telling people this is how to be an It Girl, and people are just following the template, doing the strategy to be an It Girl, and they think they unlocked something, when I'm so sorry, but you're like every other girl. And that you look pretty, you look insane, you look amazing, your body's amazing, you look so cool, but you don't have it. Okay, why? Because to be it is to just be unapologetically you with flaws, okay? With your flaws. And yeah, what I'm like to close all of this off is just please, please, please just be open-minded to what I'm saying. And I'm just saying all of this because it's so important to me to protect younger girls and to not make them feel like they have to follow a certain template to be this so-called It Girl of 2026, and to publications and to who publish articles. Just reconsider how young girls feel and how your kids would feel if they saw whatever articles you're publishing, okay? Push people to be themselves. That's it. Stop trying to be like this person. Yeah, I don't know. Anywho, thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts. I'm very, very curious to see what you think. Even if it's against everything I said, it's fine. I really want to know what you guys think about this. And yeah, see you next episode. Bye bye.